seriously
than
than what
sentiments or something.
statistics would say, because I understand there are facts that are useless. There are facts, however, but they are useless, basically. If you say the sun is how many billion miles away from the Earth?
The Earth, yeah.
No, I want you to answer my question first before you go into analyzing it.
Yes.
Do you think men
history,
have higher IQ than women?
Now that's
what we said.
Now,
history has proven.
Now that's the thing.
No, answer me first, yes or no. It's not a matter of yes or no before you analyze.
Do you know why? If I say yes, if I just say yes,
it has to be explained.
You are going to counter that yes with some statistics somewhere that suggests otherwise.
No, just answer me first. Answer me first. Do you think men have higher IQ than women?
Yes.
Yes, but it's a negligible. It's by a negligible percentage, but it's yes.
The truth is, I don't think the IQ is even enough. Like
now, okay, yeah. What, like I said, there are facts that actually
exactly. IQ is not enough. There are other things.
You think men have higher IQ than women?
Yes, you have something to say.
You also
go ahead.
Do you think whites have higher IQ than blacks?
I would rather not talk about that, but I'm sure you can.
That's I believe that's another topic for another day. Yeah.
Yes.
No,
that's something else.
I'm bringing a point. I'm bringing a point.
It doesn't. It's not even. It's not related.
No.
Yeah?
Okay. Now, but anyway, I feel it's only fair that we take it stage by stage. We are talking about inheritance. We are talking about Chimamanda's experience. So let's tackle those issues before we consider IQ. I don't think a father would take how will I put it? I don't think a father should superficially consider IQ to determine who he gives his inheritance to. It's far more than that. And Nigerians are quite traditional people. Sorry, let me continue. Nigerians are traditional people, and we are very proud of our traditions. Yes, there are parts of our tradition that should not be accepted in this new
modern
age, in modern times, but it still is a fundamental part of our
culture,
social structure. Do you understand? So I'm not surprised if the West, people in the West, would consider IQ. How do you even evaluate the IQ? By how much he knows? It's about Nigeria as a father.
You agreeing that men have higher IQ than women is a very strong statement. I will hold you to that. You have to explain what you mean.
Please do. But anyway, give me the liberty to explain why I think so.
Okay, go on.
Yes. Now, now that is why we had initially at the beginning of the video, we had tried to buttress that point. We are not, we don't hate women. We have women come by regularly. Do you understand? We collaborate, we help each other. And you find out, because life is filled with so many ironies, you find out it's people like us who even respect women more. Do you understand?
How do you respect and love a woman if you cannot give her what is rightfully hers? How do you call that respect?
Sorry, why do you think the heirloom is rightfully hers?
If she has the ability, you said something, you said based on merits.
No.
Somebody has the ability.
No, it's a chance you should take. You are casting your how will I put it? You are taking a chance. You are taking chances. I've just told you the reason why I would rather it goes to my son. Heirlooms are not necessarily, maybe when we say heirlooms, you are thinking of something that is really very valuable. Perhaps
have you ever heard of Amy Jadesimi?
Have
you ever heard of Amy Jadesimi?
No. What did you say?
I think you mentioned
Amy.
No.
Jadesimi.
No.
She's the daughter of Jadesimi. She found
Jadesimi.
is an offshore drilling company in Nigeria.
Okay.
This lady studied. She worked with Goldman Sachs in the US. So she left the US, went back to Nigeria. Mr. Jadesimi, he is a millionaire in Lagos. He's a very popular man. Maybe you don't know him. He probably didn't have. He has many family. He has boys. She has an elder brother. You can go check her. Her name is Amy Jadikuni, and she founded an offshore drilling company, oil company, which is predominantly men. But this young lady, after finishing her studies, went back to Nigeria, picked this company from the crash, the company that was almost falling apart. She picked the company, revolutionized the company. She's now employing a lot of people. I'm giving an example of a lady who picked the legacy of her father to make it what it is today. And her company is now becoming one of the number one. Because of her, she recently signed a 5 billion contract with Total in Nigeria.
Okay.
So I'm giving an example of a competent lady who, among many men in the family, picked the legacy of her father, transform it into a huge global company, huge African company, and now she's getting an award everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really
just a little bit. Not very cool the last time.
Hi.
Hello from Zambia. Happy to have you on. Yes, I can hear you. Your voice is so clear from there. The network is so good. Which part of Zambia are you? Are you in the capital?
I'm in Lusaka, yes, and I have an Android. So Privy, Android rock.
Android is strong. So clear. The network there is so good, even.
Thank you. Anyways, I'm gonna make my contribution really short because I'm really interested to hear what Privy is saying. First and foremost, it comes to IQ. IQ is a fraud, right? It's a scam. Basically, what it's supposed to do is measure learning ability. But then unfortunately, IQ has a lot of bias. For instance, if I give an IQ test to a child who lives in Zambia, it's written in English. What are the chances that that child will be able to interpret it, learn from it? He doesn't speak English, he doesn't know most of the words. When it's given to an American child or an English child, it's going to give you different results. So, secondly, to the men that say that heirloom is a manly thing, I don't want to laugh because, it's a little bit insulting. All right? Genetically, the essence of a woman lives in every one of us. You can only get the mitochondria, which is the major part of a cell, the breathing part of the cell, the part that creates energy that we use to function on a daily basis, from a woman. Mitochondria is always from women. So it means that my mother's mitochondria came from my grandmother, which came from her grandmother. So the essence of a woman is passed on from generation to generation. Meaning for me, technically, heirloom should come from women. But then I'm not for that idea. I think anybody that's eligible and smart enough to carry on the family name should. And then another thing is, when it comes to last names passing it on to the next generation, is there really a reason for that? Like, what's the reason? Why is it that a woman should always take up the man's last name? Is there any reason backing that? Like, what's the real reason? People like misusing the term culture. I don't know if you can hear that.
I can hear you clearly. You're making very powerful points.
Okay,
Very
powerful. People like misusing the term culture, and I think that's a very big misconception with most of us. So for me, from my understanding of culture, is that it's a situation or an idea or a set of rules that allow a society to survive and thrive. So we can talk about our ancestors who used to hunt and gather, right? Who used to be nomads. They worked in a particular way to ensure that their environment, they survive in their environment. Yes. Should we continue that behavior? We have homes, but should we start picking ourselves up and say, oh no, let's move. We've stayed here for a long time. It doesn't make sense. Culture is supposed to evolve. So let's do the same. There's been enough evidence that says women and men are the same. There's no need for you to hold on to bigotry and dogma. There's no need. But then why do you insist? Why do you insist? Why do you want to do that? So that's my short contribution. I was actually really disappointed in the men who are saying that we respect the women. We probably respect her more than the other ones, but yet you think she has a low IQ. So it's like, okay, you know, it's like a little dog, right? It's like a dog. Like, you know, I love my dog because I know my dog won't hurt me because, you know, it fears me and it needs me. That's a very abusive relationship. No one should live like that. Men need to understand that going forward, we need to work together to provide an environment that's equitable for everyone. Feminism isn't just about rights for women alone. It's about an environment that provides equal opportunities for everyone. If it's good for me, it has to be good for him. If it's good for him, then it should also be good for the disabled person.
It's true.
Don't let it be about, no, just because it's feminism, a woman can't be better than me. A woman shouldn't be better than me. That's not how it works. Let's work together to create an environment where all of us feel that we can get 100% from this environment, regardless of what we look like, of what our sexual orientation. And that's what feminism is about. Nobody should sit on my rights just because I'm a woman. Entitlement isn't something we need to be doing moving forward. We've seen this before. We're seeing it today. We've seen it in the past. When people feel that they're entitled, they harm others using entitlement as a justification for that pain they're causing. That shouldn't be there going forward. And that's how people need to look at it. It's not just about women. It's about where we want to see our environment, where I want to see my son, what kind of person I want him to be, who my friends should be. So that's enough.
So
for me
what will you say to the men that think, to people that have this misconception about feminism? They think that it's all about hating men. They want to take over the place of the man. There are actually women with such. There are actually women.
Yes, there will always, there will be small factions in every group. I'm not gonna. There are women that probably have had the worst part of a man's response and feel that's the way every man is. It's the same thing if we meet people that treat us a certain way, we associate that act with the group they belong to. I could say, oh, I wouldn't hang out with that person because they are this tribe. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, she's pausing. I think maybe there's a call coming in. Oluwafemi Ashogba David, I can see you. I think she's receiving a call. Should we give a few? Yes, she made a very strong point, genetics. We have that aspect.
Oh my God, I so much love that girl. She made a very, very important point. Can you guys hear me better now?
Your voice is so clear now. What happened?
I don't know. I dropped this phone, and since then it's been acting really, really crazy.
iPhone, right?
Yes, iPhone, whatever. Okay, this is the deal. There's a point that she made that I don't want to fly away. I don't want to forget about it at all. She made a statement. She said that the question is, what do we want for our society? What do we want for our world? You understand? And that is basically what, I see, where I see feminism. Feminism is a movement to encourage women, you know what I'm saying, and also to encourage men to listen, for us to listen to one another, for us to respect each other's ideas, you understand what I'm saying, when it comes to politics, social issues, economic, and, different kind of stuff like that. That is what it is. It's different from equal right. Equal right is something that, you can say it's equal right, but equal right is something that people have been preaching for the longest time, but they're not really practicing it. Okay, there's a limitation to it when it comes to that, and feminism shouldn't be something that should make men afraid. It should be something that should make them happy. You understand what I'm saying? It should be something that's, that should encourage them to want to do more. You understand? And there's also something else that I want to say, because if you really take your time to do more research on feminism, you're gonna find out that they are broken into different parts. You understand? I don't know if I can pull some of it up, so we can be able to look at it, with more details. Okay. You know, feminism is an advocacy for women, right? You understand? Women rights could be at a place of work. It could be at when it comes to the ideologies, ideas, stuff like that. And the first time that feminism was ever brought, from history, like it started. This thing is not new. It started from the 1800s. I can't specifically say what year, but it's something that women back then, I think somewhere in Germany, they were demanding, for their right to vote and things like that, then goes, to a time and era here in the United States, I think it goes like 1946, where this idea of, we can do it came out, women being able to have a voice and stand. As a female, I can tell you that, without me going too much or using too much grammar, I can tell you that there is a limitation. You understand? In the Western world, is something that they're constantly readjusting to. Somewhere like United States of America, today we see women, bearing their father last name, even.
Yes, he made a very strong point, genetics. You have that aspect.
Oh my God, I so much love that girl. She made a very, very important point. Can you guys hear me better now?
Your voice is so clear now. What happened?
I don't know. I dropped this phone, and since then it's been acting really, really crazy.
iPhone, right?
Yes, iPhone, whatever. Okay, this is the deal. There's a point that she made that I don't want to fly away. I don't want to forget about it at all, at all. She made a statement. She said that the question is, what do we want for our society? What do we want for our world? You understand? And that is basically what, I see, where I see feminism. Feminism is a movement to encourage women, you know what I'm saying, and also to encourage men to listen, for us to listen to one another, for us to respect each other's ideas, you understand what I'm saying, when it comes to politics, social issues, economic, and, different kind of stuff like that. That is what it is. It's different from equal right. Equal right is something that, yeah, you can say it's equal right, but equal right is something that people have been preaching for the longest time, but they're not really practicing it. Okay, there's a limitation to it when it comes to that, and feminism shouldn't be something that should make men afraid. It should be something that should make them happy. You understand what I'm saying? It should be something that's, that should encourage them to want to do more. You understand? And there's also something else that I want to say, because if you really take your time to do more research on feminism, you're gonna find out that they are broken into different parts. You understand? I don't know if I can pull some of it up, so we can be able to look at it, with more details. Okay. Feminism is an advocacy for women, right? You understand? Women rights could be at a place of work. It could be at when it comes to the ideologies, ideas, stuff like that. And the first time that feminism was ever brought, from history, like it started. This thing is not new. It started from the 1800s. I can't specifically say what year, but it's something that women back then, I think somewhere in Germany, they were demanding, for their right to vote and things like that. Then goes, to a time and era here in the United States, I think it goes like 1946, where this idea of, we can do it came out. Women being able to have a voice and stand. As a female, I can tell you that, without me going too much or using too much grammar, I can tell you that there is a limitation. You understand? In the Western world, is something that they're constantly readjusting to. Somewhere like United States of America, today we see women, bearing their father last name. Even though they're married, they don't use their husband last name. They still use, sometimes they put it in as a middle name. You understand? And it's something that they're still getting used to, because there's still companies that are paying men more than women. And there's some places that, women, like I think even within the political system, it's recently that we have more women in position, and stuff like that. But somewhere like Africa, they have a long way to go. You understand? I wanted to make this a little bit of joke and a little bit fun, but I want to express myself comfortably.
Go on.
Okay, this is the deal. Your African men, you need to stop, okay? This is the way I wanted to start this live video. Y'all
Oh
need to
yeah.
stop being afraid, okay? Women are not going to take over your house. They're not going to control you, because anytime you mention feminism to men in Africa, they automatically get scared. A culture is supposed to be, you as a woman supposed to be obey your husband. It's not that. I feel like, as a man, if you can have a ear for your wife, you're probably going to grow faster. And I feel like the reason why Africa as a continent is still having a very serious setback is because they're not allowing women to participate as much as the men are participating. And when you really look at it, you can see that limitation in our society. You can see it when it comes to the area of growth. We are limited. We're not growing as fast as we're supposed to grow when it comes to science and technology and things like that. And when you look at our political system, you only see few ladies in power and stuff like that. And you look at the men. The men are not really managing things right. You understand what I'm saying? Because I just have to be honest. The men have been in position for only God knows how long. 55 countries in Africa. They are not managing things right. They're not doing it quite well on their own. Maybe it's time for us to start taking a look at women and see whatever it is that they have to contribute and stuff like that. Because, when it comes to the men, within the political system as leaders, they're lacking on almost, every area. They're not really doing much when it comes to, production and things like that. And at the same time, not to talk of like, the ones that give up easily, or the ones that are involved in all kind of crime, let it be legal, political fraud, or legal, other, without me talking too much, you should know where I'm coming from.
Oh,
So
yeah.
for me, I feel like the men, they're not managing things well, especially, our black men, they're not, it's a bitter truth. It's something that even me saying it is, I'm kind of a little bit uncomfortable saying it, but it is the truth. Because if you pay attention to our black communities,
Yes.
and pay attention to many positions that our leaders are in, let it be from Haiti to Nigeria to other parts of Africa, I think it's time for them to start engaging with ladies. You understand what I'm saying? To see whatever it is that we have to bring to the table. You understand? And you can see that our voices, even in Africa, are suppressed. Because the women are not coming out. There are many, like, look at what is going on within the area of what they call it, maternity.
Yeah.
Africa came, I think it's the first continent, with the fatalities and, women dying from pregnancy or giving birth and things like that. So I feel like, something like that cannot happen in the Western world. Automatically, you see women standing on the street, constantly protesting, demanding, for better, healthcare system and stuff like that. But in Africa, you don't see that. Women can't even stand up for themselves, talk less of going out to protest. You understand? So, the limitation is the limitation is there. Look at what happened recently, I think, within the political system. So we're like in the most popular countries in Nigeria, I mean, in the world, most popular black countries in the world, country in the world, correction, Nigeria. There was a lady, I think you probably know her, Bisa something, Buna Bisa, that lady there from the north, the senator
Yes, the
that was
senator.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was fighting other senators. You know what I'm saying? She's, everybody, I was reading all the comments. Everybody was calling her crazy. Something like that in the Western world is like, we'll see her as a strong person. She's trying to get her voice out and stuff like that. They were calling her crazy, mad woman. So that is, so the issue of equality, feminism, it's more prominent in the Western world. It's prominent in the part of the Eastern world, not all part of the East. When you say East, there are some countries even in the East that don't have human rights, talk less of equal right. You
That's
understand? So it's something that is more pronounced in maybe like United States, Canada, UK and some other European area. And they're trying to spread the light out to other nations, to other world. Basically, the message is very simple. The feminist movement is not to say you are not important as a man. It's not to say we will not listen to you. It's not to say that that you can't do it. It's basically saying that we are both human beings. Let's have gender equality for us to be able to hold similar positions, share ideas in order to build our environment. We are all intelligent, without limitation. I should not be gauging you as a man. You should not be gauging me as a woman. You understand what I'm saying? Culture and, you know, the ancestral knowledge and religion shouldn't be a way for you to judge me as an individual. You should judge me as a human being. Look at me as a person. And we can be able to relate better as people without religion influence or cultural influences or you understand my point? So it is more of an open ground for us to relate as people.
That's true.
You understand? Sharing idea, building, you understand what I'm saying, together and growing together. I am a woman. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. You're a man. You're smart. You're intelligent.
Yes.
I'm a nation. You're a nation. Let's interact. Let's collaborate. You understand? But when you suppress my knowledge as a woman, you automatically suppress yourself, because now you're limited to what I'm thinking, and you're limited to you're not gonna know what I'm capable of. You understand? Look at what happened within the political system, whereby, you know, the president of Nigeria, yes, he could have been mad, said on the national television that, you know, his wife belonged to the kitchen.
You know the irony. You know the irony. He made that statement standing beside Angela Merkel.
Yes.
He made that. How can you say such a thing?
That is the
world.
I know that is the most powerful black man in the world, by the way. Let's just be realistic, because it's the president of the most popular black nation. You understand? You understand? Yes. So automatically to me, the message to me directly is he just suppressed millions of ladies in Africa. Just basically say that you guys belong to the kitchen. You don't have a voice. But when you really look at the political system, the economic, and you look at the social system, I don't know if you can get me. We need women to be more we need women to be participating today, especially within the black communities, than probably even within more than the Western world. I'm so sorry. In Africa, we need women participants. You know, the reason why I said that is because look at the way all our ladies are across the globe. Recently, Al Jazeera covered the issue of 20,000 prostitutes in Mali from Nigeria. You'll see Kenya girls.
20,000.
You see, you go to the,
20,000. What did you just say? 20,000.
20,000, yes. You can, if you don't believe me, go do your research. This was just 2 months ago, 3 months ago. You understand? 20,000 of broken women that don't have, you know, I don't know how to explain this to you. I want to go more into details. They've lost their ability as a human being, because when you feel like you need to subject your body, you know, for materialistic stuff, that means you've lost your ground. That's basically what it means to me. Not to go off like all our ladies in, you know, what they call it in Italy and many other parts of, you know, of the world that are literally using their body as a product, as a job. You understand? The reason why is because we are not encouraging our black girls. You understand what I'm saying? We're not supporting them. We're not doing more for them. You know, we're not standing for them. Look at our society as black people. Most black, you know, I don't want to say black, but I have to. I don't want to generalize, but I have to. When I say the word black, I'm not saying all black. Please don't get me wrong. But let me just say higher percentage. You understand? Immediately we have money. What do? We use it to show off. We use it to buy, most of the men, they use it to buy nice things. And when the next thing that they do is after they buy nice house, nice cars, showing off, what is the next thing? Women. They use it to oppress ladies. You know what I'm saying? Either they're showing the ladies off as, you know, as whatever, you know, they use it to oppress. Even there was a time in Africa where this ideology of sugar daddy, aristos, you know, was a prominent thing. It's not supposed to be like that. We're supposed to be encouraging our girls to be strong, to be independent, to go out there and get a job or start a business or do something for themselves. I once told a girl, she was telling me about this particular guy that she was talking to that was very rich. So she was asking me an advice that she's confused. Her boyfriend is young and, you know, like around the age of 28. And the guy that she's talking to is rich, is around the age of 45, you know. But she's confused because the boy is still in school. He has not graduated. And the other one already have money. So which one would she should, you know, would she go with? So I looked at her and I told her, I said, listen to me. You see those two guys that you're talking to, you can be richer than them.
Oh.
and I told her straight up, I said, you can be richer than them. You don't have to be with a guy because he's richer than you.
That is true.
The same,
This is very powerful point. I like that.
The same way a man can create a world for himself, the same way you yourself as a woman can create a world for yourself. The same way a man can become a billionaire, the same way you yourself as a woman can also become a billionaire. I don't know if I make any sense to you. So I said, the minute you tie yourself to that man that is richer than you, you don't know it's tomorrow. You don't know what is going to happen to him. The minute you tie yourself to that man, you've automatically killed your destiny. Because what is going to happen to you is this. You're going to be subjected to that man. He's going to buy you maybe like a 2016 Mercedes Benz or maybe, whatever. And at the end of the day, you become a mom. You become tired. You start staying in the house. That is the end of you. But you can actually say, you know what? Since my boyfriend is busy, is young, let me also get busy and be focused. Set a target and work hard on it and become whoever that you want to become.
That is
without
true.
you having to go with that other person. Those are the kind of stuff we need to start doing. We have a lot of work to do, especially as Black.
Yes, this is a very brilliant point because
Somebody
you
just
cannot.
called. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you because this is such a very brilliant example you just gave. Because imagine she dying, saying, okay, should I choose between the rich boyfriend or the poor boyfriend? And then let's say you advise, probably let's say she decided to go with the rich boyfriend. What if something happened to his wealth tomorrow? What if he
Yes,
lost
that is
everything?
the truth.
What if
That is the
he
truth.
died? What if he
Yes,
dies? What about her own dream? What about her own life? Now she's tying her destiny to somebody. That's what feminism is all about, empowering the women to be able to stand on their own.
Yes.
The movement is simple, but people don't even understand
Yeah,
it.
the only man that will feel intimidated by the ideology of feminism is automatically a man that is already overruling. It's already a man that is already a suppressor. It's already a man that is already an oppressor. Because number one, if you're a very brilliant person as a man, you should be happy to have a woman that you can understand, that you can listen to her voice. Why would you want to have a partner that is going to be silent around you and be hiding things around you, would not have a voice? Why would you want to have a partner that cannot express herself or himself, whatever? You understand what I'm saying? So feminism, people need to understand, it's not just equal right. It is a program that was created, it's a program that was initiated to empower women to be more buoyant, to be bold, to be able to voice whatever it is that they are feeling, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is that they are thinking, for them to be able to, express themselves, be able to function in society as a man. You know what I'm saying? A man can be an engineer, a woman can also be an engineer.
Yes.
A man can be a scientist, a woman can also be a scientist. It doesn't mean because I'm a scientist or because I'm powerful, because I have money, I'm going to disrespect you. We're going to respect one another.
Yeah. And one thing I want to add to what you're saying. People always come in and say, why feminism? Why not humanity? They said. But look, humanity has so many. It's like you going to a rally where they are saying, okay, let's fight cancer. Then you bring your own wahala and say, no, let's fight headache, or let's fight this disease. Let's fight this. No, there is an issue here that is affecting part of humanity, which is the woman. As women, we have a social problem we're trying to fix. But the moment you bring that topic up, the misogynistic men will come up and tell you that, why are you talking about feminism? Why can't you just talk about humanity? Why can't you talk about equity? Why can't you talk about all this stuff? Why can't you say humanity? Why? But we have a problem at hand that we're trying to solve, and she's talking about it. She says, you just say now that it's okay because we have to address it. Give women the equal chance to be able to succeed in a community. She wants to be an engineer. Why not? She wants to, any career she wants to go to. Chimamanda said something actually. She gave an example of she said in the ancient world that that in the past that it was all about strength, physical strength, But this world a lot of things have evolved. It's all about your mind. That's why I asked those guys that question. Do you think men have higher IQ than women? And I was shocked with the response he gave me. He said, yes, he thinks. Come on.
No, the reason why that guy could give an answer like that, if I was to come to my own word, it's just my opinion. Please don't take it personal. He already said that people shouldn't call him ignorant. Ignorance is not a sin. Everybody is ignorant one way or the other. I'm not a scientist. I'm ignorant to the knowledge of science. Okay, I'm not an historian. I might know some historical messages, but does not mean that I know it all. So we all have limitation as human beings. What makes it unique and more beautiful is that we continue to learn every day. Someone like him, yes, is trying to say, yes, feminism is a fraud. I don't think it is. You just mentioned something that is very, very important. Humanity, human right, both of them works together. You understand what I'm saying? Human right is basically saying I am giving you the right to life. But does not mean that I am giving you the right to a position. Does not mean that I'm giving you the right to do business. Does not mean that I'm giving you the right to express yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So those are things that are totally different. You understand? Humans, women, we are living. We are not dead. So we have human rights. Thank you very much. We appreciate. But feminism is us saying that we want to voice, we want to express, we want to do, we want to live, we want to be part of creation. We want to, like if we can be part of, shy bat, giving birth, we participate together as a man and a woman. Why can't we be part of raising the world? That is a bigger thing, and I need to tell you, a man. The reason why he's talking to that is because I'm not saying that he cannot know more. I'm just saying that there is a limit to his, whatever it was thinking about before. Maybe he's thinking differently now. Maybe that I'm explaining. So that is why we need to constantly create awareness. And there's also something I must say. There had the extremist. You understand? I have to be honest with you. The extreme feminist. Okay. When I say extreme, there's always extreme in everything. The same way you have extreme in religion, you have extremists in political system. There's always going to be people that will overdo things. But we shouldn't use those minority to judge the bigger picture. There's some people that feel like the ideology of feminism is for them to abuse their husband or abuse the next man beside them, or use authoritative what they call it, voice on the next person next to them. They are that people, but they are not many. We're not talking about those people that are taking it out of line. Oh, I want to be single. I'm a fan. I don't want to deal with no man. Screw up, man. And all those ones. We're not talking about that. We are talking about the bigger picture here. A nation that is as big as Nigeria should have men and women working hand to hand. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
A continent as big as Africa should have men and women working hand to hand. Like when my mom told me a story of how boys were selected in the family to go to school because they feel like the boys can provide for the family. So the girls were not selected. There's also a thing that is said men can manage. They let them have the will while the women don't get no will or stay in control of the will. A man can have this position, but a woman can't have this position. Go study. You're going to find out that some of the leaders, someone like, the president of Haiti, there was a female president of Haiti called Esther Troloit. Go study her history. She was one of the smartest presidents that Haiti has ever had. Okay. Wow. There's been other people that has held positions, even here, the first congresswoman, Esther, I can't remember the last name, okay? Both of them are Esther. And there's another, there's so many of them. Go study them. This is something that I feel like this world cannot get better without women, period.
That's it.
Yes, what I'm saying. This world will continue to mess up until men realize that they can't do it alone. They are really lacking because women are automatically made as people that multitask from the beginning. We're mothers, we're housewives, what do men do? Let's just talk about, I'm not trying to insult men integrity here. I'm just giving you an example. Yeah. You as a boy, you grew up in a family. You can talk about your mom. As a mom, I cook. I take care of the children. I take care of my laundry. I take care of his laundry. Sometimes I still go to work and take care of his parents, okay? That is the truth. And sometimes I still take care of his cousins because they will eat and they will leave the plate on the sink, okay? And at the same time, sometimes I manage finances. What am I trying to tell you? Women, they have this natural multitasking way of doing things. They can do 10,000 things. But men are groomed to focus on one area. Either they go to school, they come back home, you know, they watch TV or they play sports and stuff like that. That is also not the men's fault. That is also women's fault. It's also time for women and men to start understanding that everybody must participate to live on this planet. Don't raise your son to just focus on the basic thing. Because tomorrow, look at today now, you know, I have friends that they're living single as men. You know, if they didn't learn how to cook from their mother's house, how would they be feeding themselves? They'll be wasting money in the restaurant. Yes or no? But you can raise both children, boys and girls, raise them equally. Don't say the woman is dedicated to the kitchen. Bring the boy inside the kitchen. Cook with the boy. Grow.
That is true.
Huh?
That is true.
Yes.
That what you're saying is true. So to add to your point, what do you think? What do you think? What are the 3 steps would you recommend? Because right now we are doing our best. I have a platform which is Facebook, YouTube, and other places where I can be able to promote and help other men to see things differently. Because I receive attacks from both men and women about thinking this way. Some men even coming, some women actually even coming weak, you know, because I'm supporting the women's rights. So you have a situation whereby you have a woman and you're trying to support her. Okay, for instance, I'm in a partnership who happens to be my friend, you know, my girlfriend. Then I said, look, I'm not going to assume the position of authority over you. And when I say assuming the position of authority over you, I others around and make you feel belittle you. No, there are certain stuff that are my personal responsibility that I know I can do, for instance, in a relationship. The first time I went out with a lady, the first time this is it, I usually say for the person we're having to do normally. Then the first time I invited the lady out and she said,
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Can you close the door? Close the door. Lower that volume. It's too loud. Sorry about that.
yes, and the lady was like, I would like to share the deal with you. I think that was the biggest shock of my life. I didn't understand why she was doing that, you know. But actually, I was a student at that moment. This time, telling is almost like 4-6 years ago. I was a student. So I didn't know that she even came to the date with a car, actually. She was just there. I don't have a car. I was just a student. I'm just here, you know. So she came in, but she noticed that all those things, and she said she wanted to share data. I was like, I wasn't comfortable. I didn't understand why. As
because you were groomed, you're already groomed to feel like you have to carry that load and that burden on yourself. You know, I can tell you it's also vice versa. You know, as a female, I can boldly say that I bought a car for a guy. Because he needed a car. I mean, like, how am I going to date a guy? I'm driving a nice car. I'm working a good job. He doesn't have a car. I'm inconveniencing myself to even go and pick him up, okay? Or, you know, and stuff like that. Some people might see it as, oh my God, that's out of norm. You shouldn't have done something like that. Like I was speaking to a lady last week in New York. She said that her husband's account is separate from her. And she said, I don't give my husband nothing. I don't give my husband no money. If he doesn't have money, he's going to have to go out and find it. To me, I now told her, I say, yo, listen to me. Men are not slaves. You know, we're living in an economist world, okay? If you're in a relationship with somebody, it is because you guys understand one another. You understand? So by you doing for your man does not mean that he's going to take advantage of you. You understand? But you have to try it first. But you should not push your man into another person's hand or push him to go commit fraud or to go commit crime. This is the reality. You know, we live in an economist world. The world is tougher today than before. We're not living in the ancient time. This is not 1800. You know, there's quite a lot of us that are still living in 1800 and 1600. Okay.
Our body is here, but our spirit is.
Yes, they're still living within that culture, ancestral spirits. All those ancestral spirits, they are dead. You need to let them rest in peace. Okay. You know, I'm just being honest with you, because how can you live in a 21st? I mean, how can you live in 2019 and still be living in 1600? It's not going to work. And that is what is really messing a lot of people up. Even a nation like Nigeria. They want to preach democracy, but they still want to preach culture and religion. It doesn't work. You cannot preach equality with culture and, you know, you can have your culture within your family, okay? Have your shrine in your house. But when it comes to relating with one another, you must have a ear to listen, to hear what the next person have to, to offer. So what am I trying to tell you? A woman helping a guy is not the end of the world. And there's sometimes that...
Not just a guy, your husband for that matter.
Yes, your husband. And sometimes some men too, they have that limitation where they feel like, oh, she's giving me something, that means she's in love with me. That means she's, I've overpowered her. No. For anyone that is educated and, that has sense, they will understand that, okay, you know what, I've got this limitation. That's why this person helped me out. It's not that they are taking my position. They are not taking my role. They're not. This role thing was created, is a cause from the past that is affecting the present. People need to forget about that role stuff. The role thing, I'm the husband, and the wife, is not going to help you. The best way to be is to say, I am a human being. You are a human being. Let's see how we can manage our world and continue to grow as people. And that is basically what feminism stands for. Feminism is not saying you are not important. It's not saying that you're not, your point is not. I would listen to you as a man. I want to hear what you have to say. If I don't agree with you, I want to say I don't agree with you.
So what do you suggest in 3 ways, the 3 ways that we can help people to see things differently? Like my friend that were invited a few hours ago, what can you suggest and how can we help them see differently? Because you just made some points, and because I think there's a general hysteria among people that there's such a huge misconception that even people that you so respect them a lot, they don't even understand this concept. What can you suggest are 3 ways that we can help? Like I first suggested, I said, it should start from our mothers. You should educate your children because you have the first hand. You educate your lady. So what 3 ways can you suggest that we do?
Okay, unfortunately, starting from the mother is not going to help 7.5 or 7.8 billion people that are already born. And the children that are being born today, we probably will not be around 50 years from now to see them get to 50. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. The first thing I can say is education, creating awareness. You understand? Having it as more of an open topic, especially within the African community, because for Africa to grow, they're going to need the hand of women involved in whatever system that we have right now. And second, limitation. Human beings need to stop limiting themselves. Limitation is a good example of IQ. You believing that I know it all. I know him, I know her. When you believe that women are concluded, you automatically limit yourself. When you believe that, there's this IQ somewhere that you can use to gauge someone's mind, you automatically limit yourself because you're going to be limited to that. You understand what I'm saying? But when you have an open mind, you understand, you gain that ability to say, you know what, everybody can grow. Everybody can shift from a different horizon. Everybody are limitless. It will give you an opportunity to learn as a person and continue to grow. You understand what I'm saying? As people. And the last thing I want to say is that, this what do you call it? This ideology of educating parent shouldn't just be limited to the mothers. It should be both ways. Mothers and fathers. You understand? Mm-hmm. Fathers should not just go play soccer ball with their son. They should also take the daughter along to go play soccer ball, because now we have female soccer team. I'm being honest with you. We have female soccer team. Mothers should not just be in the kitchen to cook with their son. They should, with their daughter. They should be in the kitchen to cook with their daughter, because today we have male chefs. You can agree with that. Some of the best chefs out here are guys, and they are making millions. They are not just limited to the house cook. Okay, so we should not limit ourselves and our ability to grow as human beings. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if you get my 3 points. The first one is when it comes to us being here, we need to understand that I don't know which other way to explain other
Okay.
than what I just told you right now. You understand what I'm saying? Because that is the only way we can be able to tackle this issue, be able to create awareness, not limiting ourselves as people,
Yes.
you know, without gauging ourselves, and at the same time, you know, being able to educate our parents to do more. The future parents or the present parents, you know, that are raising the young ones today. Let your children get involved with everything.
That is
I
true.
allow my son to grow. You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's comfortable. You know, I mean, like this thing is something that is even affecting many of our children in Africa. That's why today many children are so rebellious. Because I mean, like, look at the way my son talks to me. He talks to me about girls, you know, boys and stuff like that. He knows the difference between, you know, gay and, you know, being straight and homosexuality. My son already know that, and he's only 9 years old.
Whoa. Wow.
I'm telling you the truth, because, you know, now the other day, say, mommy, he was on a live video, say, mommy, I want to get a purple hair. I was like, why you want to get a purple hair? He said, no, he said, I want to get a rainbow hair. I was like, do you know what rainbow stand for? I said, rainbow stand for LGBT group. So do you want to join the LGBT group? He said, mommy, where's LGBT group? I said, it's the gay rights movement. And the next thing my son was like, no, mommy, I'm not gay. I said, so what is the, yeah, that's what he said. He said, I'm not gay, I like girls. I even have a girlfriend. He told me that.
Oh, okay.
And he said, let me show you the picture of what I'm talking about, because it's basically feeling like I'm not getting the point. So he went on the computer, took a picture screen, and he came and showed it to me. What happened is he wanted a purple metallic, because, you know, the purple glows. So he doesn't know how to explain it that, you know, mommy, I want a purple metallic, you know, hairstyle, because his knowledge has not got into that area of metallic. You know, I don't know if you get my point. Because the hair glows. So it's not necessarily rainbow, because I was not looking at rainbow, I was looking at the purple metallic hair. So what am I trying to tell you? For him at that age, he already know the difference between the sexes.
Yes, already.
And yes, they already know. And he knows I have to respect every human being. I tell him that, you know, that is their life. You shouldn't, you know, try to bully nobody. Don't make fun of anyone. So what am I trying to tell you? We need to allow our children to grow, because by us allowing them to grow, also when we are not around them, they are protected with knowledge.
That is true.
Nobody can take advantage of them. Nobody can try to, you know, I don't know which other way to explain to you, you know, other than this way, you know.
I get your point, and we're coming to the end of this program. This video will be posted on our YouTube page and even in the group. You made a very powerful point, and I'll make people promote these ideas, and people get to see them every time, because there's no, what you said, your child is an amazing child. For him to be able to reason that way at age 9 and be able to, they know the difference of all these things. They know it. You can't just look at children and think maybe they're just kids. They don't
know. I mean, like, you know, say, my God, I must add this to you. We need to stop suppressing our children. We are all products of sex, period. And if you're a product of something, that thing that you're suppressing the most in society is what is still going to be needed in the society. Why not educate the children so they can know the difference? Like, you know, he was 8 years old. They sent him a pamphlet for puberty at the age of 8 years old. My son can tell you everything about puberty stage. There was even a time he was discussing it with me on a video, and he was telling me this is what happened to women when they go into their puberty age, and this is what happened. Even things I never hear my whole entire life. My son is yes, it's telling me that, you know, they based on the knowledge, they told them that it's going to grow pubic hair, it's going to grow whatever hair, you know. I'd never heard of something like that growing up as a child, okay? So, you know, and that's why I say that, you know, the Western world is an advanced nation. Anytime people look at the Western world, they call it a sinful nation, they call it whatever, but it's not. It's just a nation that is beginning to find a better ground to grow, and that's why they're growing. Huh?
I prefer the sinful world than the one that is not sinful and retrogressive. We're not seeing, but look at our level of advancement. We're not seeing that we're still backward.
Yes, look at the United States today. United States is growing in every area that you can think of. Science and technology, everything, every new idea is being welcomed every day. It doesn't mean that they are sinful. They just understanding life a little bit much better That's the only thing I can say. So my son at this age tells me, Mommy, I know I don't need a girlfriend because I don't have a job. He knows that because he knows what he needs to have in order for him to have a girlfriend. Are you getting my point? So educating one another will not limit. It will only make us grow faster. You understand? And, I feel like we need to do more. Africa, I'm so sorry. I love my African people. I love Black people. But, Innocent Magaji, let me tell you something. Africa is a different study. It's a different entire case study.
So in conclusion,
that video that you showed, I'm going to use it as a conclusion. That video that the woman was being, treated a certain way, I went through that when I was in Nigeria, okay? For you to change the mindset of the people in the diaspora, I'll probably say it's probably much easier for you. But for the African land, it's going to take 1,000 years. I'm just being honest with you. Because even they don't understand the word democracy, talk less of anything else, okay? Because, people don't even know their right. Now you're talking about feminism. That is the last thing they probably want to listen to. But we can take area of feminism and use it to empower ladies, women, to be more buoyant, go out there, do something, get a job. No matter how small, start something, start little. It is little things that become bigger. You don't have to limit yourself to a man. You don't have to suppress yourself to a man. You don't have to say that a man have to do for me. A man don't have to do for you. You can be greater than the man. And you being greater than the man does not mean that the man is the nobody. So those are the things that I feel like we can encourage people in Africa, and without using the word feminism, just say it, say it directly. Because immediately you bring feminism to an African man, automatically they are like, hey, you're trying
don't
to,
bring that idea.
huh?
they will say, don't bring that idea close to me. They don't even understand. Sorry, we have to go now. I have to get going myself. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really nice talking to you.
Because I feel as if you have a lot of things you need to share with the world. You need to, put out. These ideas need to be promoted regularly so that people can be able to grab this thing. So I will chat you up, okay?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right.
It's really nice talking to you, and take care of yourself. Yeah.
All right. Say bye to our viewers and people that have been on with us. And
bye to everybody, and let's continue to encourage one another with respect. Take care.
all right. Bye.